the Defensive Rookie of the Year from the Los Angeles Rams. Jared Verse is here in studio.
Yes.
Great to see you, sir.
Thank you.
It is great to see you, man. And so I'd love to talk about your journey because you were born in Ohio but grew up in Pennsylvania, correct?
Yeah, so I was in Ohio for 13 years. Moved to North Carolina, then I moved to Pennsylvania a little bit after that.
All right. And so how did you, because obviously we know of you from Florida State. That's where we saw your work before coming to the National Football League. But you were in Albany for a couple of years, right?
Yeah, I was in Albany from 2019 to about 2021, so about 3 years.
So you're playing in Albany, New York, your college football at the University of Albany?
Yeah, they were my only offer out of high school.
That's it?
My only offer. I had like a bunch of colleges came up to me, giving me like, oh yeah, we like you, this, that, the third, but nobody offered me. Albany was the only one to offer me. And then I was a wide receiver tight end in high school. So they offered me, they were like, do you want to be a defensive end or do you want to be a tight end? Like, it's your choice. I was like, the end, like tight end, you got too many restrictions. Let me go hurt somebody. And they let me in there.
So you didn't play edge in high school?
At all.
Wow.
So how good were you? Good tight end? You good receiver? Or what?
I got my 1,000 receiving yards, so I was killing them.
Okay.
I got my little 1,000. I got my little 1,000.
So then, who had the idea? Whose light bulb was it originally to say let's get you rushing the passer?
So my dad kept telling me like you need to be a DN, like that's what your body builds for. That's how that's where you can best use your skills. And my first, it was my senior year. The first game I played both ways. That's why I did tight end. So I basically didn't leave the field at all, tight end and DN. And I went crazy. They had like 10 tackles, like 3 for loss, like 3 QB hits, a sack. But then after that, they like took me off defense because they were like, we want you to mainly focus on offense because I was like tired on offense, but I was going crazy on defense.
Right.
So they just took me off defense, so I stayed on offense after that.
So, okay. So then when did you become defense only? At that point?
Right when I got to college. So my first day, when I met with Coach Gattuso at Albany, he asked me, like, do you want to play offense or defense? Like, what do you want to do? I said, let me play defense. And he was like, all right, you're a defensive end now. And I was like, perfect.
Well, before we move on then, since you just mentioned about, offense and defense, you got any 2 cents on Travis Hunter and what he can do in the NFL? Now that you've been in the NFL for a season and knowing what it takes to be a professional at such a high level and it being a different game maybe in the professional level, do you have any opinion on him being able to play as many snaps on both sides of the ball as we saw in Colorado?
I'm not going to lie, playing both ways, that's something that I genuinely could never do. Seeing that's probably impossible. And, like, I know, like, the league is a lot different than college. College, you can take a snap off here. College, you can take a snap off there. You can't do that in the league. But it's Travis Hunter we talking about. I ain't going to lie, he's a dog. The way his body moves, the way he acts, the way he, like, fundamentally is built is just different than most people. So I think if he can do it in college at the high level he was doing it and he can replicate in the NFL, I don't see no reason not to.
Well, I mean, but you also know what it takes to be a professional in Monday through Saturday, too, if you're playing on Sunday, obviously. Meetings and things like that. I mean, don't you think you're going to have 2 coordinators pulling at him, need you in my room, need you in my room, need you here in my playbook, need you here, all that sort of stuff?
No, it'll definitely be a lot on them. It will be strenuous in every position and every aspect of it, but you are increasing your value when you do it that way. Like, if I could, I would be playing offense and defense because, I love scoring touchdowns. I love getting sacks, but that's too much on my body. Learning one position because I know what the whole defense does. Like, I know what the corners do all the way down to the defensive line. So I'm not about to worry about, like, anything else. I don't have time to worry about what route I got to run and where, the quarterback's going to put the ball at. Him, if he can do that, then I've more power to him if he can do it. But it's going to be a lot. I'm not going to lie.
Well, now that said, before we move back to you, you and the 2 times now that I met you, pre-game last season and now, you don't strike me as somebody who needs to be told to advocate for himself. Have you told Sean McVay you'd be available on offense?
I've told him 1,000 times, and I'm going to tell him again, put me on offense. Throw that ball in the air, jump ball, coach. Let me get this. I've told him about 3, 4, 5 times, hey, let me get a little rep on offense, let me get a little bit of something.
And his response?
Oh, he just brushed it off.
So, what do you mean he brushes it off?
Well, how much I talk, you can't even listen to everything I say. You're going to drive yourself crazy, try to listen to every word I say.
Is it true when you first showed up that you were told in OTAs or training camp that you needed to calm down a little bit?
First day out, I'm one of the first day out here.
So tell me the story if you don't
So
mind.
we were doing offense versus defense. You know, OTAs, you don't got no pads on, nothing like that. So we're doing offense versus defense. I'm working a couple of my speed moves because I'm not about to go power.
Is this in the spring last year or the summer?
This was like my first day after I got drafted, probably about 2 weeks after I got drafted. We met up with the team. We started working with the vets and stuff, like started doing the full team workouts.
Okay.
And I was going crazy. I was getting through the offense, getting to Stafford, getting to the running backs. I was like stopping the edge, all that stuff. And the way I am, I let everybody know. Like I want the whole field to kind of know. So I'm loud, I'm screaming, yada yada yada. Coach gave me like a warning. Coach was like, "Hey, like we don't do that here." And like that's just how I did it in college. That's how we did it at Florida State. Like you made a play, you let everybody know. So I kept going, and then coach just stopped. Like McVay just stopped it. He was like, no, stop that. He like stops the whole practice and just got on me like, nah, we don't do that here. Like getting on me like that's not what we do here. These are your teammates. He's not your this, that, the third. And then like he kind of like snapped at me like these grown men. Like you can't be talking to them like you talk to, you know what I mean? You in college, you talking to some 20-year-old. These grown men. These dudes got families, got kids. Like you can't be talking to them any sort of way. But he really got on me, and I was like, all right, like I gotta realize like this is the league. Like this isn't like that was honestly I didn't really have like a traditional welcome to the NFL moment where it was like I got beat down by somebody, anything like that. Like that was my welcome to the NFL moment. Like McVay kind of telling me like, hey, this is how it is. Like you can't be doing that. Like yada yada. Like he got on me in front of the whole team because like it really made an example, not just like to the team but to me.
To say, hey, we are a family here, and we treat each other in a certain way. But you were also doing what you did to get to the National Football League, and I understand that. So how are you able to channel that? How are you able to take that, moment, realize it's a moment, it's nothing personal, that he's trying to make you better? How did you internalize that and then externalize it clearly on the field?
So afterwards, me and him ended up meeting, and he called me into his office. And, you get called to the head coach's office. That ain't nothing good. It's like getting called in the principal's office. Yeah. So I walked in, and I'm like, "What's up, coach?" He's like, "Hey, like I want you to know, I love you. I love the way you play. That's why we drafted you. I love this about you. I love that about you. But we do things a certain way here. Like, and I hear from other friends and my other teammates from college and stuff, like how their teams do it. That's not how they do it. It's a lot of like, it's a business. We're just here to work, this, that, the third. He's like, we're a family here. Like, these are your brothers. These are people that, hey, care for you, and you care for them, so we don't want to berate anyone. Hey, if you make a play, hey, yell at me if you have to. Yell at the sideline, yell at your coaches, do whatever you have to. Don't berate anyone. I was like, all right, coach. And then when you go out there, you working harder, because you work harder when you working for somebody else. If you work for you, it's whatever. When you working like for the guy next to you, you become a whole nother monster. And when he said that, I started elevating my game. So it wasn't even just like an aspect of like helping the team out. It helped me get to a whole nother level.
Was Braden Fisk go like, I've seen this before?
Oh, yeah. Now, for Fisk, that was just a Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, right. Because obviously he came with you from Florida State.
Yeah.
What was that moment for you, like the draft moment? I remember the video of the two of you having a moment, because you had just arrived at the Rams draft house as they were selecting Fisk, correct?
Yeah, so I didn't even, so we just landed. They take us to the hotel, me and my parents, take us to the hotel, and they're like, y'all got some time, change up. Right when we pulled to the hotel, they're like, oh, you guys got to hurry up. I'm like, hey, like, what's happening? I'm like, all right, whatever. So I go upstairs, put my bags down, come back down. We drive, and they're like, can you run through the stoplight? They're like, run through the stop sign. I'm like, bro, what the hell? I'm like, y'all about to get us arrested. Like,
damn, moving violations. Welcome to Los Angeles.
Well, I was like, it's about to be bad. So we pulled to the house. I'm thinking I'm about to shake hands with everybody. I'm like, getting out the car. I'm not even watching the draft, so I don't even know what's happening.
Of course.
So they were like, oh yeah, like get out the car. I'm like, hey, nice to meet you. They're like, go upstairs. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm running up the steps. I fall up the steps and stuff. I'm like picking myself up. I'm like, what's happening? I see McVay. This is like my first time seeing him in person.
Yes.
I'm like, my hands out like to shake his head. He's like, Jared, speak to your new teammate. He hands me the phone. I'm like, he's like, Braden Fisk. I'm like, Fisk? I'm like, Fisk, that's you? Like, are you serious? He's like, what's up, brother? It's a very emotional moment.
Of course.
And so I'm like, because we talked about it all the time, because at the end of the season, we just started hitting our stride to where we could look at each other and know what we wanted to do. Like, hey, I'm going to take this, or you take this, I'm going to cover you. And, like, we didn't even have to say words. And to be able to pick where we left off at, like, because we talked about, like, being on the same team and everything like that, we're like, that shit not going to happen, though. The league won't let that happen.
Right.
Then the league let it happen. And I'm like, oh, shit, this is bad for everybody.
Right.
Like, you couldn't tell me, without Fisk, we not winning the Super Bowl. If you keep Fisk in that Eagles game, we win in that game, and then from there on, it's a walk.
I mean, and that's, and we'll get to the expectations of the coming season before we get to that, though. When did you first meet Aaron Donald? When did you first get to cross paths with him?
So I actually got to talk to him back in at Albany. My coach Greg Gattuso was
kidding.
Yeah, he was his coach at Pitt. So we got during COVID, we got on a what's it called, the Zoom? We got a Zoom call with him, and got to ask him, pick his brain about a couple of things here and there. But then I actually met him, got to meet him in person at Nobu after I got drafted. My
in Malibu?
Yeah, my financial advisor took me to Nobu, and Aaron Donald happened to be there. And my financial advisor sit down with him. He's like, "Hey, I'm letting Aaron Donald's here," and I'm like, that's Aaron Donald. That's the greatest defensive player of all time. I'm starting to geek like a little girl and stuff, and I'm like, I'm gonna be cool. Like, I'm not gonna approach him while he's eating. He ends up getting what's it called? Going to the he's standing up talking and stuff like that. And he sees me. He's like, "Hey, come here." I'm like, "Oh, bet I'll come in." So I walk around. There's a big pole in the way, so he can't see. He can't see me. I had to take a deep breath. I'm like, don't say no dumb shit.
Okay.
So around the corner, got to talk to him, got to pick his brain, got to really get into it with him and figure out everything. He's giving me advice. He's like, "Man, just enjoy the path and everything like that." But that was my first time actually meeting him. And now every time I talk to him, he's talking shit.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Jared, that the way you play and the way that you ball out, the way that your teammates are balling out on that line right now, you have a path in front of you here, and the way that you've started out, I understand the way that he wound up, but you got a path here in Los Angeles to say, all right, there's a new guard here, and I'm it. And I know that, that's not the way they talk for the Los Angeles Rams franchise. I'm just talking to you about it. And I'm wondering if that's the way that you kind of think about things here.
I've never thought about things like I'm filling a role or anything like that, or I'm doing this or I'm doing that. My goal is always just be the best me. Because if I'm the best me, everything else is going to come with it. If I'm the best me, we're going to win Super Bowls. If I'm the best me, I'm going to win this award. If I'm the best me, I'm going to win that award. I'm going to get this accolade, that accolade, all that. But it just starts off with being the best me. You can't focus on anything else till you're just the best version of yourself.
Jared Verse here on the Rich Eisen Show. What's your expectation level for you this coming season after what we just saw from you?
So I actually I got asked this question while I was at Albany. They asked me how do you feel right now? What do you expect from yourself this next season? All this stuff.
Right.
And I can't say anything. I can't say I expect to get this, that, the third. I can say I expect more sacks. I had low sacks last year. I can say that, but I can't say too much else. But besides, I feel good. I feel healthy. I feel dangerous. I feel more prepared and more dangerous than I've ever been. I feel I'm ready.
How so?
I've learned a lot more moves. I've learned a lot more techniques. I've learned a lot more, this, that, the third. But, having that first season under my belt, learning, this is how tackles attack me. Now they realize, I'm a power guy, so now I got to be able to work off that. Or I could just hit them with more speed because at the end of the day, I'm faster and you're not going to really get too much kick step that's going to be able to stop me. So I've learned a lot more technique, a lot more figure out this, or I could tell what he's about to do just by the angle of his foot. Or, he's about to jump set me because his stance is a little bit wider than what it was before.
Right. So you're wiser as a football player, and you think being wiser will make you quicker?
That 10 out of 10 times. Once you know what the person in front of you is going to do, you can react to it however you want.
How much do you think of that Eagles game?
Every day. Every day. Every day. It crosses my mind probably about 3 times a day.
What are you thinking about? I mean, you had a big score in that game, obviously, number one personally. But what do you think about that day?
I think about how hey, if I did this, if I did that, we could have, Saquon's big run to the opposite side of the field. If I didn't hesitate and ran off the bat, I could have caught him. Or if, his run to my field, if I didn't overlap one gap more, if I just stayed in my, instead of trying to overlap, if I just stayed in my gap, he wouldn't have had that second run. Or if, Jalen Hurts' big run, if I, this, that, the third, I couldn't, that's my job. I did my job, but if I could have been better and I could have stopped that. And if I, it just be upsetting me every day because I'm like, we could have won that game.
Because you know what you did, you're saying.
Yeah. Because I know, we could have won that game because my big thing is, if you're a great player, you're able to make an impact beyond just your position. Being a good player, you just do your job. Being a great player, you can handle everything.
Were you nervous Stafford wasn't coming back for some point?
Yeah, a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little nervous, and one day I woke up and I see the news and I started smiling. I'm in bed, I see the news, I'm like, said cheese, and I was happy when he come back.
So what's he like? What's he like as a teammate? What's he like as a leader? Take me inside if you don't mind.
Yeah, you seen Marvels?
Sure.
Yeah, he's like Captain America. Like he's like really like posed all the time. He's really like collective, like even during like big moments. But he knows how to hype people up. Like right before the game, obviously like Stafford's like the person we look to. He comes in, he'll do the speech for everybody, and it's never too long where it's like, oh, but like what's this guy talking about? But it's always enough to where you hear every word and you get hyped up, you get ready for it. Because like when somebody that composed kind of comes in yelling, you get ready for it. Like if I come in yelling, you just like, oh. So it's a Wednesday at noon. Like if Stafford comes in yelling, you like, oh yeah, like let's get banging. So he comes in, it's like he brings the energy to the team, but also like, and this isn't even talking about what he can do athletically. Like obviously, I think he's probably one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL history. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks now. But just because I've seen what he does, like I've seen him make throws, I'm like, I couldn't make that uncovered by throwing it to my little sister, like, but he's making these throws like in game, so he's one of the best in my eyes.
Well, I mean, so he speaks to the team before a big game or before every game?
Before every game. So right after we do the stretch, right after we do offense versus defense, do the little punt, and then everybody catches the ball, he's the one that speaks to us.
So you back in the locker room or before you go?
Like while we're still on the field, like we have to walk in the field before we walk into the locker room.
So anytime anybody's at a Rams game, going to a Rams game, or the cameras see before you go after the stretch and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. And you're all in a huddle. It's because he's delivering something.
Yeah. He's telling us what we need to do. He's basically just giving us a little man speech because we already did all the prep. You can't do anything else in that moment besides hype everybody up and get everybody on the same page.
Hey man, I mean that's so fortunate for you. It really is, because so many guys get drafted in the league and the quarterback situation is unstable, or they're churning through them, or it's somebody that's not of the stature of Matthew Stafford, or it is somebody of his stature, but that guy doesn't really want to talk to the team. Yeah. I mean, like, you're really lucky in that regard.
Oh no, I thank God every day, because it's not even like who he is as an athlete is amazing. Like it's one of the best people on the field. He's one of the best players I've ever been around.
And have you personally witnessed McVay's remarkable memory? Have you personally witnessed that sort of stuff?
He does it all the time.
Like what?
Well, so the one he's like we had in a new call the other day. He's like, all right, Jared, this is just like the play you had against Seattle. Play number 79 on the left hash. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? He's like, you know what I'm talking about? I'm alive. I'm like, yeah. I had to go back and watch the film, and I'm like, play 79. I'm like, but this is the exact call we had in. I'm like, how does he remember this stuff? And like, he does that all the time. Like, he'll remember the exact play call, the exact hash, the exact like what side of the field you on, who was throwing the ball, who you were up against. Like, he remembers everything.
Does that freak you out, or does that calm you? Like, he knows what he's talking about.
It creeps me out. That shit weird. That shit weird. How you remember everything? It's like I can't even call it like a photographic memory. It's like beyond that. Like photographic memory, you just remember kind of like this, that, the third. But he remembers everything.
Right. What's it called? Right. Isn't there a specific word for the memory that he does in fact have? I think
there is. Mary Lou Henner.
Right.
Has
there's some people like apparently it's a remarkable ability to remember things from years ago too.
It's called a highly superior autobiographical memory.
That's it.
That's what it is.
HSAM.
And you've seen it.
Look, he does it all the time. Like it's not even like a one-time thing that he's done one time. Like he does it all the time. He does it in team meetings half the time. Like we'll be talking about like a little play. Like, oh, look at, like when we were watching Davante Adams. We just had a little video got released of when DA came into the building. And whenever we have a new player come in, we always like watch the kind of a couple of their highlights, talk about them, and get this like kind of get to know them as a player. So watching DA's highlights, he's like, "Hey, watch this." And it was against us, catch he had against us. He's like, "Watch this. We're in cover 3. You see Q's right here. Hey, Cam has to come over top. He has to move down the hill. We gotta move this around. This is play 29 against us." I'm like, "Bro, what are you talking about?" Like. But this is just like flex. Like I just say that it's flex. Like, yeah. But he gets the whole thing, and I ain't gonna lie, his memory is one of one.
Unreal. And before I let you go, what's it like having Davante Adams as a teammate as well?
But for the first couple of days, I was on edge. It then felt like I was meeting Stafford again, because like you meeting like one of the greats, so you got to kind of like walk on eggshells.
So you were on edge.
I was on edge on there. Like I walk by him, I'd be a little
little calmer, but like now I'm talking to him now. He's a great guy, but like what he can do on the field is nothing compared to the type of person he is. Like, he's a great dude, and he like cares about everybody around him. And he be getting in with us. Like we were joking on somebody in the locker room the other day. He jumped in, everybody started dying, laughing. Like he a real cool dude. But then on the field, you see how hard he works. And he's so laser focused.
It's such a great hire. Obviously, I know Cooper Kupp and what he meant to this franchise and what he's meant to this city, and we'll see what happens in Seattle, and I wish him nothing but the best. But in terms of, being there, and him and Puka have an opportunity with Stafford and the running game and the O-line to give you guys a lead and let you go hunt. Like there's a lot of positive vibes right now.
I'm ready for it. We got the offense. We got all the weapons we need. We added a couple pieces here and there, a couple of linemen. We got in a new little fast back. I'm excited for it. We got a team built.
Jared Verse, you're welcome here anytime. I know we're potentially geographically unsound, being where the facility is, and you living around that area as well. But it's a pleasure to watch you ball out. Pleasure to have you here. This is a Los Angeles-based show. We're all about having you back here whenever you want.
Thank you for having me.
That's Jared Verse, the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.